Hey, we got Jonah Hill, obviously, in studio from Superbad. Sorry for the distraction.
Superbad. Oh, no problem. That's more exciting.
A lot of us saw Superbad and absolutely loved the movie.
Oh, thanks, man.
And we had your two partners in here
yesterday. You had Michael and McLovin in here yesterday?
McLovin!
Even I've started calling him McLovin, and I know him pretty well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's impossible not to. It's feverish. It's McLovin fever's catching on. Some dude at the airport, I was like walking down, and he was like, "Hey, where's McLovin? The movie hasn't even come out yet." I was like, "How do you even know that?" He's like, "All right."
Dude, yeah, he doesn't understand.
I saw you do stand-up one time.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you were great, man.
Oh, thanks, bro.
That's Bob Kelly.
Yeah, Bob Kelly. I've seen you do stand-up before, man.
That'd be funny if you just did that. Not you.
Oh, no, sorry. The TV's on behind you.
No, you don't understand.
That happened to him.
That happened. Tell the story.
It was even more embarrassing.
I saw you do stand-up, and you were great.
Well, I was actually talking. I thought me and Seinfeld became friends because he said, like, a word to me.
Yeah.
And, we were, so I came back the next night, and I was basically, yo, man, hey, how you doing? And he kind of blew me off a little bit.
Yeah.
But then he walked away 2 steps, and he turned around and he goes, look, when you're done, come up and we'll hang out and we'll talk. I got some stories to tell you and we'll talk.
Jerry Seinfeld?
Yeah, and he's like, we'll have some food. And I was like, dude, I'm in. Yeah. I'm going to do my set. I'll be right up. We'll hang out. I got a story to tell you, too. And he looked right at me. He goes, not you.
Who is he talking to?
Someone right behind him.
To me.
How embarrassing is that? Dude, you think Seinfeld's like, hey, come on up. You're feeling all good about yourself. And he goes, in that Seinfeld way, not you.
Not you.
Oh, that's embarrassing.
Man. I went for, that's why I stopped high-fiving people. I saw a dude who, was going for a high five, and I, assumed it was for me for some reason, and I put my hand up.
Oh.
And then he went, he saw my hand and could have given me, a courtesy high five because he knew I was going to look like a fucking asshole, and he went around my hand and high-fived his friend, and I just stood there.
Oh, man.
And I was like, man, I'm not going to high-five even close friends.
When that happens, I just do the robot. I just do the robot.
There's no situation, even if you connect a high-five with someone, you look like an idiot pretty much anyways.
Yeah.
So I figure, fuck that. It's just a setup to embarrass myself, I feel
high five is the I actually made Anthony give me a high five at the Detroit show.
On stage.
And they actually were giving you shit, but the person who initiates the high five is the asshole.
You were pretty douchey on that one.
Because it's very addictive. You can't not give a high five.
If someone puts their hand up, you gotta you can't leave them hanging.
No, totally. I have a crazy story. You guys want to hear a 2-second story about this? I used to live in New York, and my landlord, Carl, was this, kind of big Italian dude, and he never wore a shirt even if it was 2 degrees outside, and he was from Queens, and he would be he was like, all right, and then the first day I moved in, from that day on, after the first day, every time he'd see me or one of my friends walking in the building, he would go, hey, look at these high-fiving faggots, every time we walk in, right? And I'd be like, every time, he would just call me that, and I'd be like, what the fuck, man? What's Carl's deal? Why does he call me that all the time? So the year was up, and I was moving out, and I was moving all my shit out, and I was like, hey, Carl, nice, thanks for letting us live here. You're a good landlord, I gotta ask you, why, why did you always call us, high-fiving faggots? We just, want to know. And he's quiet for a second. He's, not wearing a shirt, obviously, and he's like, when I saw you move in here, I saw you high-five one of your buddies. That's what they would call us.
That's it?
For a year. Dude, one high-five, and I was a high-fiving faggot for a whole time. And then he said it in a way he was bummed that he wasn't a part of our group of friends. He felt, excluded.
Oh.
He would have wanted us to be like, hey, Carl, we're going to have a beer. You should come out. And I feel he said it with such resentment every time, yeah, I don't care about you guys, but really he did. He was hurt.
Wow.
He had trouble showing his feelings, I think.
That'd be a great name for a band, the High-Fiving Faggots.
It's true. It's a crazy term to use.
You ever get this is embarrassing, too, when somebody waves or says, hey, how you doing? And you think it's for you, so you kind of wave back. And then and then you see someone come from behind you and go up to him and go, yeah, good, how you been? And the person saw you wave back to him.
All greetings in general are designed to make you look like an asshole.
Yeah, what the fuck?
There's nothing good comes from them. If someone specifically walks up to you and looks you in the eyes and says, your name, how are you? That's the only time I'm going to say anything back. Because, or else I always think that people are talking to me, and they're definitely not. Everywhere I go.
Yeah, how you
I don't know what that is. I have a bad problem with that.
How you doing? What's up? No.
How was Michael yesterday? Did you guys have fun with Michael?
I wanted to jump in here. We felt kind of dirty after the interview because we have this pal talk thing. Aunt maybe could show you real fast.
Oh, yeah.
There. And they're leaving. We're taking pictures. It went well. We promoted Superbad like crazy. And all of a sudden, those guys saw like what was going on with these Pal Talk cameras, and we had to explain it to them. And then I think McLovin wanted to see cock.
Well, I was talking about how the jackers end up on this. See, we got nice girls on here that will
Are those dudes, is that a dude sleeping?
Show their titties.
That's a chick. Yeah, she's got very nice boobies.
Flight benefits, wake up.
Yeah, that's
a friend of yours who's asleep right now?
Flight benefits, wake up.
See, we do a different type of show, Jonah. We got people that are on their their cams watching and listening to our show because we got cameras up in the studio.
All right, we have a special guest in the studio. Can we see your boobies?
They kind of see, and this is Flight Benefits. She's just waking up, which probably means we're boring her to death.
Go back to sleep.
No.
She's tired.
No, we got to show you something here.
Yeah.
So there she is. She's topless and
yeah.
I love her.
Does she work for the show?
No, she's just
a fan.
She's just a fan listening and being naked.
See, we have cameras, and they have cameras at home. And we just, like, check in every so often, and people do things. But the bad thing is, with the nude women, you get what we call jackers. They're usually Arab guys. I don't know why. But they get in the room, and they focus the camera between their knees and their gut and start just jerking off.
Wow.
And we found one yesterday.
Well, because McLovin said, hey, I'm going to see one of those.
Jacker. He goes, let me see one of those.
He wanted to see
one
of those.
Yeah, right?
That's what I'm getting at.
So we pop one up, and this guy's just pounding. He's pounding. And then it ended up where he had a champagne bottle up his ass. It got really nasty.
But we felt like we were, I don't know, like, I know they're of age, but they look a lot younger than you, Jonah.
The dude's jacking off?
He was jacking off, and they were...
no, Chris and Michael.
Yeah.
Chris just turned 18.
Yeah.
It was like you're waiting for Chris Hansen to walk in and give you the old...
Well, I said Michael should do a guest spot on Dateline.
Yeah, Dateline Predators.
He should do, like, a guest star as the kid.
Yeah.
You know, like, hey, I'll be right there. I'm just getting out of the shower.
Starring from Superbad.
We got some cookies and lemonade. I got to change, but I'll be right back.
Did you bring the alcohol? Did you bring the vodka?
Condoms? You brought condoms with you.
Yeah. So, did you guys see the movie?
I saw the movie. I thought it was excellent, man. Absolutely.
Thanks, man. Oh,
we did some kind of screening, and, man, laughs from beginning to end.
Awesome, man. Thanks.
And I got to tell you something about you. You were in 40-year-old version, but barely.
Little part, yeah.
Tiny part. And then you were in Knocked Up, tiny part. And I remember thinking at the time, I'm like, I want to see more of this guy. There was something about you. And then when I went and saw Superbad, and you're like the star of the movie there, I was like, all right. And,
I was waiting.
And you didn't disappoint, man. You were hilarious.
Thanks, man. I really appreciate that.
We don't want to give too much of the movie away, but it's one of these high school, you guys are going off to college, and you want to get some shit done before you guys all separate.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Like, we like movies like Dazed and Confused and like Fast Times and shit like that, and it's not a shit. Like, I hate teen movies. That's the one thing I always just try and say is I go out of my way not to see them because they usually just suck. And this one is dirty as fuck and it has a lot of heart. And it's like Virgin or Knocked Up. It's like it's all made by the same dudes. Whatever. I'm gonna stop plugging this bullshit. Please go see it. It's fucking awesome. I think I'll probably lie to you in a couple months and be like, "Hey, this movie's great."
I said it would
suck.
No,
but this movie for real, I think is awesome. Like you should see.
His next movie. This one's good too.
No, it's really great.
If you liked,
I thought it was.
I'm in like Boner Party 2. Fucking Booby School 4. I'll tell you it's great, but this one, I'm not bullshitting.
I thought it was funnier than Knocked Up. And then people were like, hey, dude, it's the same people making both movies. I'm like, well, I'm giving them a reference point. I like Knocked Up, but this one is funnier. I was bothered by Knocked Up because what's-her-name wouldn't show us her tits.
Oh, man.
She was, like, doing all those sex scenes. It's a movie called Knocked Up, and she's doing all the scenes with her bra on. That took me out of the movie.
That was the one
and people thought I was crazy for bringing that up.
That's the one
I want my girls topless if they're having sex in movies.
Yeah, back in the day, they'd always show.
Thank you, yes.
Oh, yeah.
What, Phoebe Cates? I mean, how many times did you...
That was great.
Stop? And that was back when you had VHS.
Didn't anyone fucking knock anymore?
Yeah, you guys are bummed probably, though, because we had to cut out the Chris jerking off with a champagne bottle.
Yeah, wow. Damn.
Unfortunately, we had to cut that for time, but not because of content.